In
Siblings
fact, the whole
feel.
family.
I feel like they feel like entitled to like your wealth or anything, like everything that you own.
I might be talking to somebody in particular about last borns. I'm a firstborn, so I can come at
Please
last
don't
borns
call
like
for
this.
last boss. They will drag you. Last
I
boss will
mean, I want to
drag
see them
you.
in the comment section. Last borns,
Last
you
ones
guys
will
are too
drag you.
entitled. The
Like those
entitlement,
people,
you
they.
finish on top of
I
their
feel
head.
like their community is very strong. They are very evil. They are very evil.
Those guys are diehard.
Hi, my name is Abby Peach,
And my name is Funum,
and
and this
this is
is
the
the
Not
Not
Said
Said What
What
podcast
podcast
on
on
Unplug.
Unplug.
Hey, Abby baby,
Hi.
how are you today? I
Good.
mean, you're shining today. What's happening?
Thank you. You don't look bad yourself.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Everything's sweet and nice, but I want to tell you something that I saw on the internet, and I want to know what you think about that.
Spill.
So, basically, this person said that he does not understand why you are already comfortably seated in a keke and suddenly you are expected to move to the front simply because a woman wants to board and doesn't want to sit in front. Normally, it's something that he would do, but now it seems as if it's an entitlement. What do you think about that?
I mean, generally, I think that is becoming a thing because there's a thing about chivalry when, as a guy, you're supposed to be a gentleman, right? So
Right.
normally it's a thing of it's a gentlemanly thing to do where you are giving the female character a more comfortable place than
Right,
yourself.
right.
But just like you said, I think it's actually a thing that we're finding ourselves in a place where it's not becoming a thing of entitlement. And the keke thing is just one scenario. I mean, it plays out almost everywhere where we have both genders playing a role. A guy is just expected, hey, and the lady can even get rude because you did not stand up or
Yeah,
you
right.
get
Well, I think that for this particular scenario, I don't think there is a particular gender to it. Because, like, I've had my share of the experience, like, when I'm seated comfortably and they'll just come because, like, an older person is
yeah.
there. And then because of my size, and they're like, oh, you are small, come to the front. Like, sometimes I find it really offensive, honestly, especially when you talk about my size. Like, are you body shaming me or what? Like, do you understand?
Yeah, I get that.
Like, and then the entitlement. I've also had like times that we're in a keke with a guy, and then the lady sees that is the front seat, and then she's like, if the guy is not going to the front, she is not sitting. I feel like it's something that you would have easily asked, like, okay, please, can you please help me move to the front? Like, I am not so comfortable sitting like in the front due
Yeah.
to this, blah 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 blah, and all of that. I feel like if I'm a guy and a lady approaches me that way, I would do it gladly. But right now, I honestly don't. I honestly
I mean, to be very real with you and practical with you, I wouldn't stand up from my seat because a lady I do, but here's the only circumstance where I get to leave my seat when I'm sitting at the back and move to the front is when it's an elderly person. Especially elderly women actually.
I think that girls really hide behind that. Oh, I am a soft girl. I'm a soft girl. I cannot. I can't do that.
And how many people does that concern actually? It didn't concern me if you
I
soft.
know, right? I
I'm
know,
soft too.
right? I know, right?
Right? So really I think we need to have I mean there's a need for social orientation about some of these
Right,
things,
right.
you know, because in as much as there might be things that are expected or you would have said, okay, it would have been better, just like they would say forgiveness is divine, right? You don't blame somebody for not doing something that is divine set up. If I get to stand up from my seat and say, hey, have the more comfortable place, I mean it should be appreciated. But if I don't, that does not make me bad.
Honestly, I feel like these are societal issues that should not be overlooked. It should be openly discussed so that people can know what is right and what is wrong, because there's a thin line. There's a thin line between entitlement and like asking nicely. I really.
Yeah. And you see, I can pivot from that to the point that there's a thing about entitlement generally.
Yes.
And especially with lifestyle,
Right.
the lifestyle that so many
I
people are
totally
living.
agree.
I mean, we find ourselves in a time, in an era where there's so much social pressure. And the crazy thing is that this pressure is coming from people who do not, in the real sense, make up that build up the glamour.
Quota. Yeah.
They are pointing out, there's an Instagram lifestyle out there, and people who are just entitled, are building up a facade to every other person that, hey, this is the life,
The
and it's
funny
creating
thing
pressure.
is that people that can barely afford data, they are hiding behind their keyboards and they are putting pressure on these things.
Girl, the fact that I said that is as true as that. People that can hardly afford data and they're pressuring somebody that is better than them.
Honestly, I feel like this pressure is so much that we have really missed it. Like we have missed it. Let's look at it from a northern perspective now. A young girl does not think that she can become on her own. She thinks that she has to be like under somebody. Because tell me why a 16-year-old is marrying a 60-year-old man just because she wants to have drivers, she wants to have butlers, she wants to have servants and all of that. She wants to be Oga wife.
And that is a major conundrum in the north. Like, it has become a thing that a typical northern lady is looking at marriage as a place for settlement for her. Like,
Yeah.
in all her getting, let me just get married and settle down. So from that point, the man takes the baton and he gives her the lifestyle that she dreams of.
Exactly. But at a condition, like at a cost, I feel like people don't realize that marriage is not like an escape.
Yeah,
Marriage is not an escape. Like like your life still continues in the marriage. Do I have
yeah.
to lose certain years, like premium years of my life because I want to settle into a soft life era? Does that even make sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't actually. And the flip side that most people are not thinking about is the fact that when you submit your welfare totally to another person, another man, there's so much that you're actually submitting because he begins to dictate and determine so many
Yes,
things, and it
I feel
becomes a
like
problem.
I also feel like in the long run, like there's actually lots of regrets.
Yeah.
I mean, we can see from the life of Regina Daniels and her husband. I feel like that is a case study that every young girl like should look at, whether from the north or from the south, the east or the west, like wherever you are. Like that's something that it should not leave like your head. I've literally heard people say that I need bazan iya aure shi ba zai iya siya kayan lefe na ba. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like you cannot, it means that you cannot perform the traditional rites required because you want big things in your kayan lefe. What about visions? What about visions? What about dreams? If the person is hardworking, are you not ready to take a chance on their dreams? Like, are their dreams not valid? Like, are you not ready to build with this person?
Yeah. Yeah. And because of that mindset, so many of our ladies, like I said, especially in the north, are not thinking along that
Honestly,
lines.
they miss
And
it.
so it is expected that a man becomes marriageable or ready for marriage when he's able to foot the bills of another person totally,
And
for
the
Christ's sake.
funny thing is that they are stepping into this marriage as third wives, second wives, fourth wives, sixth wives. The funny thing is that what the elder wives use their eyes to see, the mouth can't even say it. What is the point of having all this soft life and luxury and then you do not have peace of mind?
I think the matter of peace of mind is so underrated in our society.
Honestly.
We're doing so many things that are trading our peace of mind. And you know the matter is that you might not know because you are looking at the blings and the shiny thing about the lifestyle, and you do not consider that how, I mean, the flip side, the cons of it. I mean, how does this affect my mental state? How does it affect my peace? How does this affect me psychologically?
Speaking about mental space, mental space, I feel like girls, like we pressure ourselves unnecessary. The internet is not real. What you see on
It's not.
Instagram, baby girl, it is not real. Some of these girls, you see them taking trips to Maldives, to Bali, every now and then, going to Marrakesh, Paris, every now and then. There's somebody sponsoring the lifestyle.
I
They are just not
mean,
showing you. There is a price that they pay to be sponsored.
hmm.
I feel like, honestly, we should calm down. So, Funum, I have some questions that were thrown to us to answer to help this person figure out what to do. So I'm just going to read it out. He said, a man of 31 years working a job of 90K, how can he plan for marriage?
In this era, can I say it's the simplest way I can?
Yes, you can.
I think he's not ready. I think
I
you're not
feel
ready.
otherwise. It can work.
Tell me about it.
Yes, I know that 90K may not be a lot,
Yeah.
but like it can work.
You mean, what do you mean by it can work? Are you trying to say that 90,000 naira is enough to fend for a family monthly? Even a family of two, before even the child comes in. Is that what you're saying?
That is where we get it wrong. Even the Bible say if two agree,
Yeah.
they work together. What is the role of the wife in the marriage? Is she solely dependent on the man, or is she also an empire builder?
All right, so that's another angle.
Look at it from this perspective. You do not have to do too much to get married. You can go as little or as simple as taking blessings from the pastor, and you guys are married. There is no law to saying there must be a big celebration.
I think we have a number of people coming to that realization recently because I've seen
Exactly.
quite simple
Exactly.
weddings.
Exactly. With 90K, I feel that if the wife is also bringing something to the table, and he's also like having a side job aside, if the wife is bringing something to the table, it is doable. There are skills that you can learn less than 50K. If he can empower the wife, maybe she does not have something doing. I feel like it's something that is doable. Me, I can go into a marriage with somebody earning 90K because I know that I also earn as a person and I can work things out.
You guys should check that out. Clock that, guys.
Yes,
So,
I'm an independent woman. I don't like to be dependent. It
yeah.
feels good to have somebody to spoil you and all of that. But like I do not like being dependent on somebody. I don't like to have to say, oh, I really need to do this. I need money. Like I'm not that kind of person. I don't think I want to start doing that. But if you do it on your own, oh my God, thank you very much. I love it.
So I think what we're saying is that for this guy, what you are saying is that I think the ball now is in the court of the
The
lady, right?
lady.
Because that's
Yes.
actually what determines if I mean how it's going to be for him eventually if he gets married with that pay, right? With that take home. Because at the end of the day, if she is like the entitled type like we're talking about already, then it would be a serious pressure for him to keep
But
up with
you
that
know
home.
that entitlement is not just on the part of the woman. What about her parents? The parents also feel like the woman's marriage is them cashing out. Do you understand? Like I've invested so much in this girl, I've trained her, she has gone to school and all of that, and now you want to come and marry her with a salary of 90K. Who do you think you are? Have you looked at it from that
And that
perspective?
that is a thing. I think one of the factors that determines or that builds up that mindset is the home upbringing, right?
And
Because
yes,
sometimes the pressure is coming from them and they have made her understand that can you marry well so that we go rest. You're already telling the girl to
aside
marry
that,
well.
I think that in the north, it's not about marry well so we go rest.
Yeah.
Is about marrying somebody of status so that we can come into a fine like society so we can grow in
Yeah.
societal
Elevate the family.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like I feel like sometimes, not sometimes, most times in the north, the women have little control, little or no control in terms of marriage, especially to like older men, wealthy men and all of that. I feel like the parents take the decision. Is it right to like take the decision? I feel like it's more of a cultural thing.
Yeah. And the truth is if we look at it, if we draw back and look at it from a broader view, we are coming from a place. especially in the north, right? And also with the fact that we are conservatives, we are slower than the rest of. I mean, this region is actually very slow in shifting away from the cultures that we had built on initially, right? And so, um, I mean, we know how the woman's place is or used to be rather in a family, and so though we are shifting from that gradually, but it's actually quite slow. And fitting into the world we find ourselves right now, it does not fit in because now, I mean, and our ladies actually are still have still not recovered from that mindset. They are still carrying the parents, our mothers, some of our mothers actually still pass on that
Those
mindset, you know,
traditions.
those traditions to their daughters, and their daughters are carrying them.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Is it just me that while growing up, I heard that if you actually want to marry a Fulani lady, they would have to flog you. And the person that can withstand the
I've
pain.
heard that myself.
I
I've
feel
heard that
like that's such
myself.
a foolish thing because
When I
I've
heard
not
that, I
heard
knew
that.
that I should avoid Fulani ladies. Like,
But I don't think that's true. Oh.
I don't want collect. I don't have bearing power.
No, no, no. I don't think that tradition is true because I've seen so many Fulani people getting married. The funny thing is like their marriages, their ceremonies, they are very interesting. They have nights of Kamu, Mothers Night. There's the Hina party.
Yeah,
There are
but then I
different
think,
events. But
you know,
never have I seen anybody flogging
I
anybody.
think
We were deceived.
I think no, I think you should not come to that conclusion yet because most of our cultures right now are shifting from
Analog.
from the practices that
Yeah.
they used to hold before. There are certain things that some of our cultures, even in this part of, even in this region, we are shifting, we are dropping off certain things, especially those things that do not fit into the era totally, right? And I think for us to know more about that, you have to actually do a little bit of research into the history. Was that really a practice? Because probably that used to be a practice, and it sounds quite possible because I mean, looking at the Fulani people, I think it's possible. You
All
know,
right.
I'm not trying to
I
be,
think we have another dilemma.
yeah. So what's
So this
that?
person says, how am I 25-year-old woman and suddenly all the conversations I'm having with everyone is revolving around marriage? Why is there so much pressure around marriage at this age?
Can I say that? Can I say something about that?
Yes, please.
From how she's talking already, she feels 25 years is quite young, and we should not be talking about marriage already. And I think that is influenced by you know the new social norm right now. That unlike before, we in this generation are getting married at later ages or later years, right? Look at our parents. I mean, we have several of our parents, especially our mothers, that married in teenage
I
ages.
want to argue this. So I feel like from the lady's perspective, she
Yeah.
feels exhausted, like having to answer all of these questions. She feels exhausted. Remember that during our parents' time, like they were given, like they were set up for life at a particular age. You get to a particular age and your dad is giving you farmlands and all of that and say you are now a man, take care of yourself and all of that. But I don't think we really have that in this time. And seeing the economy of Nigeria, let's compare Nigeria to other countries now. In like foreign countries, not foreign, developed countries now, at 20 they are set. In Nigeria, a man is starting his life at 30. So I feel like there's really no pressure. Like, why are you pressuring me? What is it?
Yeah.
Auntie, please mind your business. I beg. That is what is giving, honestly. Auntie, mind your
No,
business.
I feel she should not be pressured. She should not be pressured. But you cannot take that from the society.
Actually, my advice to this person is that there are times and there are seasons. It's just not your season yet. It doesn't mean you shouldn't like you should stop building or stop like investing in yourself or your craft or whatever you do. Of course, you should become the girl you dreamt of becoming. When marriage it comes, but if it doesn't, it's also not a problem. Take your time, pluck all your ears from all of this pressure and all of that. When your season comes, trust me, there is nobody dimming your lights. Like you're gonna get married, so it's not a problem.
And one thing I would say to her, particularly, though you touched that, was the fact that she should actually be committed to something. Let her be building something. You know,
Yeah.
um, let her not be like the typical core
Northern
northern,
girls
yeah, where you're just sitting
doing
and waiting
nothing
and saying,
and
hey, they're
waiting for
wasting my time, let
your
them come and all of
escape.
that. And I feel in the place of building yourself or in the pursuit of any worthy goal or purpose is a place where most people find their life partner eventually.
So I think this next person sent something and it has to also do with this whole entitlement thing that
Yeah.
we've been talking about. So she said, I love a man and he loves me too. But he told me he doesn't have the money to get married. He even wanted to send his parents to our house. But when he thinks about not having a job, he feels disqualified. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I should wait or this is the part where we separate for life. What do you think I should do?
Do you think it's a thing we should tell, we should respond to? Do you think we should tell her if she should wait? Because I feel when it comes to that, in that context, I can't really tell you what to do, actually, because I feel she should know if she should wait. I shouldn't tell her to wait. Like somebody else should not tell her to wait.
I honestly feel like she should move on. Please, sister,
I
move
mean,
on.
and
Here is
so
why. You never know what a poor man will do when he has money. So, waiting is not. I'm sorry. If it's me, I'm not going to wait because this person does not have a job. What is the possibility that once he lands a job with 7 figures, he would remember that he loved her? He would remember that she is his spec. He would remember that this was the first thing that made him fall in love with her.
the love can do that. With love, you can do that.
But with
So
a poor
so
man,
with a poor man,
exactly,
I
he
want to fight
doesn't
for the
have
poor
a
man.
job. No, no,
I
no,
don't I
no.
don't agree
There
with
is
that.
a
I don't
saying.
think we
There
should
is a
be
saying that you don't trust the loyalty of a poor man. What happens when the highest bidder comes in?
the highest bidder. Should that work here? Should that work in the matter of love?
Exactly what we are saying. What happens when he has money? Will she still remain like in his standards? Does he not want, like, will he not want to go for a more sophisticated person? Like, I feel like in the north here, like, it's always transactional. I give you a job, you marry my daughters, you take over my company and all of that. I feel like it's transactional.
We-
Have you never watched movies or like read stories in that aspect?
Yeah, but Abby, I feel we can't roll out the fact that there's actually genuine love around. And I'm not trying to fight for him point blank and say that, hey, he's gonna love her regardless. I do not know, right? But I feel that if it's love, he should be given the benefit of the doubt, because I feel that in love, that's the essence of love. Essence of love is that, I mean, we cannot tell what tomorrow is like, but love itself is a risk itself. I mean, you
Sister,
disagree?
if you find somebody that is ready, loves you,
I hear the voice
you
of a
people
lady
can
who is in
build
love,
together.
actually. I hear the voice of a lady who is
You
in love
people can
writing that.
build together. Please, don't wait for anybody.
All right.
Go.
Sister, I mean, you've heard it from Abby. I would say, if you love that guy, because I feel you know if you do love him. And if you feel that by the love he has from you, that you should wait, because you can't tell either.
So this is totally unrelated, but like I really like this one and I found it very, very funny.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read it anyways. It says, "Hello, please hide my ID." Of course, we're hiding your ID. "I have a problem that happened since 2011. I took a blood covenant with a lady and promised that if I don't get married to her, I will become mad. I later failed to fulfill the promise and became mad."
Are you telling me a madman says that? I mean, I think
This should be a part of like first date questions. Like, have you been mad before?
I mean, madmen are now texting us.
I'm sorry, but I found it very funny. And he
But do
said,
people still do blood covenants right now?
people do. In fact, I have a story. And he said, my parents have taken me to several psychiatrist hospitals, but the problem is not yet resolved. Please, I wish someone to help me by telling me how we can break the blood covenant so that I can be free. Thank you. It's even the thank you for me.
I don't think he's mad yet. He's about to go mad.
I'm so
He should be
sorry.
like maybe stage
I'm
two,
so sorry. We cannot
stage two of
we
madness.
we cannot help you out. Like we cannot help you break this covenant, but we are going to laugh at you because guy.
I think you need a spiritualist, but or you need God. You need Jesus.
Actually, you should go to church and pray.
Yeah, you
But
need
then
Jesus.
again,
But why now, bro? But why? Come on.
okay, so I think one time I started talking to this boy and all of that. And then this girl just randomly texted my friend to say, "Oh, she knows that I am talking to her man and I should leave him alone." And then or else she'll do something to me. And then I go back to this guy and I say, "So you're talking with this person, blah 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 blah." And he said, "No, he's done with her. She's his ex and all of that, blah, 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 guinea can. I'm like, I don't believe you and all of that. Me, I don't want to be hurt and all of that. He said, "No, I promise you, I'll prove it. I'll prove it." Oh, yeah, now, prove it. Next thing, Bobo is say we should go and do blood covenant. Me that will leave
When
you.
was that?
The problem is that I'm the one that will run mad, not even him. So like it was just to think that he actually waited for me to come. It was so funny because I shared this with my girls and they were like, nudge him, let's see what he will do. Nudge, like, oh yeah, this boy came. Like I'm not even scared for him. I'm scared for me because at the end of the day, I'm the one that will run mad because I will leave him. I'm the one that will run mad.
I mean, I mean, it's somewhat a new discovery for me because I know I see it in movies, but I didn't know that people still take blood
It is
covenants.
real, oh. It is real. People do that. I feel like there's a thin line between love and obsession.
But how do you think we should be doing that right now?
No, please.
Like with anybody?
If not, you'll be doing this, please. How?
I mean, why should we be taking blood covenants? Because this is life, and one thing about life is that anything can happen. Like random things happen. So why do we make such? I mean, I feel it's careless. I feel it's too emotional. And there's a thing about being emotional at a particular point at the time of that emotional spark. There's this feeling as though this would never end. But I think we need to be more objective because that is making us to make crazy decisions in relationships, especially.
Yes, but can we look at like entitlement from the point of like a friendship view?
Yeah,
Friends that feel like entitled to your resources because he's my friend. You should give me this.
yeah. I think I think we can't rule that out. There are certain things that are kind of bound to be there.
But like, have you had any
The
experience
expectations.
regarding like, have you had any experiences regarding this?
Yeah, several. I feel we have all find ourselves in such positions where a friend of yours reach out to you and he feels. I mean, I've had a situation where I think the person needed money, and this friend of mine, actually knew how much I had at the time, and he needed somewhat say 80% of what I had. He knew, and I told him, look, what I have right now, this is where it's going. But he felt that, I mean, I'm your friend. You can make this sacrifice, you know? So it's the entitlement and the expectation that I should sacrifice. How do you expect somebody to sacrifice when you know it's a sacrifice? I mean, I think I said something earlier. I said something about divine things. We should not be judged when we don't do something divine. Sacrifice is a divine thing. So if somebody does not do something extra or divine, he should not be judged for it. And I think that is, for me, most recently, must be the deepest expression of entitlement of a friend towards me recently. I mean, do you have a story around that? I mean, we all have a lot of stories
Yes.
around that.
I feel like earlier on when I started makeup and all of that, I used to like play a lot with my friends' faces and all of that. But then I realized that when they wanted to do like makeup for like when they wanted to do makeup on their own, like they went outside to pay. But when they did not have money,
Yeah,
I'm always the go-to girl. So
my
there was
girl
a
did
time
now.
that I made it like a resolution and I said, if you are not paying me, like we're gisting, like that's not business. And a lot of people were like, but are you not my friend? Are you not? And And then one time I said to someone, do you realize that my sister has a shop? She said yes. And I said, do you know that she sells products? And she said yes. And I said, do you know that when I take a product, I pay for it? She said, but she's your sister now. And I said, but that's a business. How then does a business stand if I do not pay?
I feel like we should have an episode on that because that's another thing that we see in the North. That thing of entitlement for in businesses particularly. I mean, in the North, business people in the North are really bad with that. We feel that family members should actually have, you
And
know,
then there's the sibling angle.
yeah, there's in
Siblings
fact the whole
feel,
family.
I feel like they feel like entitled to like your wealth or anything, like everything that you own.
I might be talking to somebody in particular about last borns. I'm a firstborn, so I can come at
Please
last
don't
borns
call
like
for
this.
last boss, they will drag you. Last
I
boss will
mean, I want to
drag
see them
you.
in the comment section. Last borns,
Last
you
boss
guys
will
are too
drag you.
entitled.
Like
The
those people,
entitlement, you
they,
finish on top of their
I feel
head.
like their community is very strong. They are very evil. They are very evil.
Those guys are diehard.
They are
And you
very
know,
evil.
whatever you say to them or about them, those guys aren't changing.
But do you know
They're
that
like, Dad, this is who I am.
no matter how we overlook it, there is a sibling entitlement, and it is bad. Like it is bad. Like how do you plan your entire itinerary on somebody else's pockets?
Are you talking from a place of you have a
Yes.
story?
My younger
Yeah,
brother
because
just
I
my
can
younger
feel it.
brother just sends me a screenshot and say I want, and I'm opening it. It's a body wash of 18k. My body wash did not reach like that. What do you mean I should buy you body wash 18k? Like he literally just sends me pictures and say I want this. Like there was a time that he actually even made me to make a choice for him. Then he said, this is the one I want. He didn't even ask me, do you have the money? Like, can you help me? Like, I'm like, wow. But guess what?
I mean, right? We at the end of the day, especially we elder siblings, we just have to. And you know, like I said, we really can't help it. And like you said, their community is strong. Those guys stick
Yes,
to
they are
it.
using us to live soft
So I
life.
think what we should leave this episode with is everybody should be resolute and sticking to their standard. Build a standard and stick to it. People might feel you broke their expectations, especially people who are entitled. But that shouldn't change your standard, especially when it's right for you, right for your business, right for your, ethics, right for your values. I
Yeah.
mean, you should stick to it. And that is the lens by which I, filter my decision making. And I feel that will be healthy if anybody takes on that. Do you have any last words before?
Yes, I also want to leave a thought with the viewers. Can you really say that your life is soft, like you're living a soft life, if you are not holding the remote to the funding? Are you really living a soft life?
Think about it. And
Yeah.
guys, that is it for today's episode on the Not Said What podcast on Nplug. Please like and subscribe and tell us your thoughts. I mean, we are going to look at every comment. Thank you and have a blessed day. Until next time.
See you on the next episode.